5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Heyo, welcome back to Drunkard's Nerds for a special edition today. My name's Dan, over there is Schubert. So Schubert, what's going on? Let us know why we're doing this being recorded right now on a Tuesday night.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank everybody for coming back after the last show. that was probably my favorite, but I don't think it's I don't know if it translated well to audio for those of us.
Very disturbing. Yeah.
So thanks for sticking with us. We're doing a special show tonight, so if you stick with us again this week, thank you again. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but we're in an abbreviated week, and we got to do what we got to do.
That is true. So without further ado, we are doing a WrestleMania 37 special edition. So if you don't like wrestling, there's nothing else to watch. I mean, check it out. You can get Peacock basically for free now.
Peacock is basically very, very free at this point, I think. At most, I think there's like a sign-up special where it's like $250 for 4 months or something like that. So give wrestling a chance. That's my
right. Have a few beers.
Yeah,
watch wrestling. You'll be entertained. I mean, it's basically entertainment. Just watch it and see what happens. Maybe you'll see us in the crowd.
It's both nights this weekend, so if you can tune in Saturday a little bit, tune in Sunday a little bit, tune into both nights. Check it out. And if and if you have no interest, hey, cheers, and we'll see you next week.
It's true. We are definitely not doing a podcast again this week, so we're just doing this one. We'll be back normal schedule next week.
But we haven't brought it up yet. There's good reason. It's not just like, a party until WrestleMania. We can't record. We're both on our way to WrestleMania, so we're going to be there live in person. Yep. Probably maybe do an Instagram Live or something like that somewhere along the line.
There has to be an Instagram Live.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We can show the people who are down in wrestling, see how much fun it is when you go to wrestling as well.
Yeah.
So
we'll give a glimpse of what the party looks like. So
right. So let's get this started. I was going to do a quick trailer, as you all know.
Before we get started, I just had to bring up, I am drinking out of a souvenir cup tonight.
Oh, that's a new one.
It's a brand new one. I just got back from the Texas Rangers game, and this is a cool one. I like it. So, this one's going into the souvenir cup closet.
We need to keep collecting those guys for sure. I like that one with a cap too.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Stein, like a beer fest.
Yeah. Keep it safe.
So, I like it.
So
let's go though.
Let's do it.
The WrestleMania show.
The WrestleMania.
All right. Quite the trailer.
Our quick introduction. Had to do the pirate theme for Raymond James Stadium. So
I like it.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the card quickly, each match, get our takes on it, and then we have a wrestling drinking draft, which
we'll explain. We've been doing this for years, and if you haven't done it with a friend, it's pretty fun exercise in WWE pay-per-views.
Right. Another way to get into wrestling. Just make it a drinking event. You're good to go.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to talk about Saturday night matches first.
You're just going to go straight down the Saturday night card.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw the worst one out there because this one really disturbed me when I found out about it this week. So let's talk about the tag team turmoil, which basically the winner of this will face the tag team champions on Sunday. So, Schubert, What do you think is going to happen here in this? I don't know, whatever this is with that disgusting Ruby Riott character.
So I'm not sure. I didn't tune into Raw. I saw this like as it was going on. It looked like Carmella and my girl were going to be
Billie Kay.
Billie Kay.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Then all of a sudden they weren't in it?
Yeah, they kind of disappeared from it all of a sudden.
Okay, so I still see them being in the match. I still see them winning the match. Billie Kay's the money. Billie Kay is a superstar, and they need to figure out what they got with her. I think tonight's the night where they figure it out a little bit. The Carmella is kind of a mismatch thing. I mean, they could have been the Iconics. That would have worked, but they broke them up. So I think that's the piece. I think it's going to be Billie Kay. Maybe not Carmella, but maybe somebody else. It would be really cool if it was like Becky Lynch or Charlotte. Like Charlotte shows up and needs a partner, and it's Billie Kay. So I still think it's Billie Kay. What they'll probably do is Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, because they've been kind of feuding the most with Nia and Shayna. Either way, I'm not that interested.
No,
unless it's Billie Kay. If Billie Kay's in, then it might be my biggest pop of the night if Billie Kay wins. But I'd say prepare yourself if Billie Kay wins this match.
This is probably going to be a pre-show, right?
So from my understanding, there is going to be no pre-show because they want the biggest pop of the night to be like the first pop. Like they don't want to waste the crowd on a pre-show.
Okay.
Like, hey, it's the first wrestling back. Like it's going to be somebody cool.
All right. So we might actually have to watch this one.
Yeah,
I just don't want to see Ruby Riott. I don't want to see her. I want anybody but Ruby Riott to win this. I don't know. I've had a hatred for this lady since she came out. I don't know what it is about her. But anyway.
Rubs you the wrong way.
Yeah. No, it just rubs me. I do not want her to win. So anybody but Ruby Riott, that's going to be my prediction on this one.
I don't know. I don't strike you as somebody who likes Natalya and Tamina either.
Not huge fans, but I like them more than Ruby Riott. So if Ruby Riott wins this for whatever reason, you better have like 5 beers set up for me in the row. Just,
we may have to set up quite a few beers for this. If Billie Kay wins, I might Stone Cold Steve Austin it right in the world.
So you actually could be excited for the ending of this match.
Could be, but it depends on the entrance in the match.
Yeah. All right.
If this match starts with no Billie Kay, there's 100% chance I'm going to take a leak.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, next match. Let's go with Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. They've definitely been building this. They were going to slap it together. They started building it for the past few weeks. But Schubert, what do you think or should happen during this match here?
It's a cool match. The WrestleMania, it's sort of shaped up to be like a Ring of Honor 2010 card. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, they were in Ring of Honor fighting each other 10 years ago. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they were together in Ring of Honor fighting each other 10 years ago. Now they're on the grandest stage. No doubt this is going to be a great wrestling match. Do we care about it that much? Not really. I kind of think Cesaro is getting a little bit of a rub right here. I don't think Rollins needs the win. Like, who knows? He's kind of doing his own. I don't really know what they're doing with him. Is he going to be back in the title picture soon? It doesn't feel like it. Cesaro, it seems like they might give him a nice little run here before, I don't know, contracts expiring or something. And maybe they're afraid that he's going to head to AEW. It just feels like he's going to get a little bit of a like an attaboy here.
Yeah, and that's why Schubert's definitely going to be the talker here on the matches. But let's give my point of view quickly. But it seems like when the Cesaro speculation came out, like his contract's ending or he's looking for a different spot, all of a sudden he was like back in the spotlight again. So I see them give it like a good match and giving it to him.
For sure it's going to be a good match.
Yeah.
So. And I think that's kind of be the theme of the weekend is that like all these matches, they don't look great on paper, but I feel like they're going to give each match no less than 15 minutes. And if that's the case, these two guys with 15 minutes, it's going to be great.
Right. I think so too. Saturday night might be different because I think there's like 3 more matches than there are on Sunday night or 2 more matches.
I think it's shaped up like that within the last 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. So there could be a couple quick ones on Saturday, but I don't think this would be one
the
of
women's match, hopefully.
I hope so. I hope they would just skip the Ruby Riott entrance in general. But all right, so next match, which actually I think is going to be pretty interesting, is the New Day, who are the champions right now. This is for the Raw Tag Team Championship against AJ Styles and Omos. I think this is his ring debut. So
debut.
What's going on here, Shib? What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to be great. I think it's basically going to go down as a handicap match where Omos never gets into the ring except for the finish. And I don't know who's going to win or lose at this juncture. I still am not sold, but I think either Omos is going to get into the ring and just be a destroyer and just wipe the floor with the New Day, or New Day is going to be rocking and rolling, get AJ out of the match, and then do something really, really cool, some really, really cool finisher that we haven't even seen before to Omos, and just end him before he starts. It doesn't sound like he's a good wrestler. So.
What do you think's better for the business future-wise between these two going forward?
I think it's given us Kofi and AJ for like a solid 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's my hope for the match, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even if Xavier like somehow takes out Omos or gets rid of him and then we have 10 minutes of AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston, I'd be happy with that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what to expect either. You're right. I mean, AJ, Kofi, I mean, they're great. I mean, it's going to be a good match, but Omos definitely a wild card. You don't know what's going to happen with him at all.
Yeah, I'm discrediting Woods here. Not that he's a bad. He's fantastic. Just to me, Kofi AJ, that would have headlined WrestleMania 2 years ago. Literally, it would have been the main event. So now if we get that as part of a tag match, that's going to be what I'd like to see the focus on.
Okay. And quick question, because you probably know this, I don't. Omos, did he have any prior experience before getting in this role, basically, and with any other company?
From my understanding, he was not even allowed to pick anybody up until about a month or two ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, so just because he's a huge guy, they're just trying to
He's
get him
huge.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has next to no wrestling ability, from my understanding. I could be wrong. It could be one of these things like where he comes out and he just like blows gates. But from my understanding, he's not allowed to put anybody in any sort of danger because that's how bad he is.
So no Shaquille O'Neal?
No. No Shaq spots going through the table. That's why I think it's either going to be like him. He's just going to like knockout punch both of them, or we're going to get basically he's completely uninvolved, or like some sort of, Kofi and Xavier off the top rope and both knock him over or something.
Okay.
Something like that. I think it's going to be a little fishy. But I'm interested in it. Yeah, it's not the worst match on the card, for sure.
No, definitely not. So.
But the one thing I don't get, it seems like, the way they took the belts off the Hurt Business, it feels like the New Day's transitional champions. It feels like they want to get the belts on AJ. So that's the only thing there that I kind of I could be completely wrong. It could be that they want the belts on the New Day, just to have them on. But the way they took the belts off the Hurt Business, it seemed fast. So
yeah, okay. So maybe trying to get them going.
Yeah.
All right, it'll be an interesting match for sure because nobody knows about that one at all. A fun match we know that's going to happen is going to be this one. Anytime that Shane McMahon goes into a steel cage, something like, I don't know, basically facing death. He's going to do something that a man probably shouldn't do. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is definitely going to be maybe the opening match or somewhere in there. But what do you think should happen here, Schubert, between these two guys?
What has happened to Braun? Like last year he won the title at Mania, and this year they just slapped him into this feud with Shane where Shane's just calling him stupid, and it's like childish humor, and who thinks it's funny? So to me it has to go somewhere. It can't just be a month of Shane calling Braun stupid and then beating him. I see Braun might actually kill him.
Yeah, there's nothing else to say about this match than just if you haven't watched wrestling, this is a good one to watch because they're not landing on, a trampoline here. I mean, Shane McMahon's probably going to go off the top of the steel cage and land on tables or
I
do
think
something.
I think that's the only way Shane wins. Is like if Shane's at the top of the cage and he realizes Braun is about to walk out, jumps to the floor.
Yeah, that might be the way. Has Strawn? Has he done a steel cage match and has he got to the top of one before?
Oh, there's no way.
There's no way. So you're right. That's the only way that this could happen. There's no way that man is climbing up to the top of that steel cage.
No, and believe it or not, this is only the second steel cage match in WrestleMania history.
I did not know that. I figured there would be a ton of them.
It's because they've mostly done Hell in a Cell. Like if you're going in a cage at WrestleMania, you might as well do Hell in a Cell. Mm-hmm. The only other one, I believe, and it's way, 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 way back. I think it's like WrestleMania 4. It was Hulk Hogan versus King Kong Bundy, I believe.
Oh,
which
wow.
is so, and it's the big blue cage. It wasn't the steel cage. So this is really like they've got to have the cage for a reason, because if they didn't have a reason for it, it would be Hell in a Cell.
Makes sense. And there's no way somebody isn't going off the top of the cage. So it's got to be poor Shane McMahon. I mean, he must prepare. He only does one match a year, it seems. Physically, do therapy the entire year just for this one spot he has to go through.
Too much reminds me of his feud with the Big Show, which was where he did his if anybody, for the historians though, which way did he go? And that was sort of his thing with the Big Show, is he made fun of Big Show for being an idiot. So it's almost like the exact feud 20 years later. In his match with the Big Show, they probably sent him to the funeral home before they did the hospital. He didn't come out of it good. So I can't imagine this is going to end up any different.
No, this is not going to end well. So
other than that Shane just getting mutilated, I don't see how this match ends, and I don't see how it helps either one of them. So.
No. So we'll move on to the next match where there are a lot of implications here, which would be the championship. WWE Championship is going to be Lashley versus McIntyre. This one's been building up for sure, especially the past 2 weeks. And I unfortunately watched Raw where they tried to build it up even a little more, which they failed. But what do you think about this? I mean, how do you like Lashley as a champion, and what should happen here?
So I got a lot to say about this one. I don't know if they meant to, but I caught it on Raw during the McIntyre versus Baron Corbin. Michael Cole let it slip that it was the main event.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. Okay. I genuinely think it was a slip, but he said this will be your main event Saturday night.
Okay, because I don't see it being the main event.
No, I thought for sure it was going to be Sasha Bianca. But Michael Cole, he let it slip, whether it was a slip or, we were supposed to let this go. Hint. They haven't said anything otherwise. Mm-hmm. And you'd think if this was your actual main event, they would have been pumping it as the main event.
I feel like if this is the main event, then Sasha and Bianca are definitely the opening match. I feel like it can't be the other way around. If Sasha is the main event, then Lashley and McIntyre they can put anywhere.
Yeah, I think it's real tough, because then it goes to who you think's winning or losing. And this one, from a gambling perspective, which I didn't want to get into too much tonight, but because it's not really a scientific thing, but gambling, it's straight down the middle. It's minus 110 plus 110.
Okay.
And so in my mind, I like Lashley as champion. I like him as a wrecker. I liked where the Hurt Business was going. And then they broke up the Hurt Business. Yeah. They can't have. This is why we can't have nice things, WWE. Yeah. The Hurt Business was Evolution Part 2. And then, hey, let's get rid of it. So kind of makes me think they're just blowing the whole thing up. And it was it was a nice 2-month rental thing. Mm-hmm. But Bobby deserves better than being a transitional champion in my mind.
Right. And I know that they like the big guys like a Lesnar who's just dominant force, but Lashley has definitely not shown that. They basically portrayed him as
in the last couple of weeks, but now in the last then he's been cowering the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, even who did he fight on Raw, which was basically a 15-minute match.
Yeah.
So it's like he's basically waiting. He's kind of afraid to fight people. He's playing that kind of role.
If Lashley had been champion, even since January, maybe December, I would say Drew McIntyre 200% wins this match because he's the face chasing the championship. But where Lashley's only been champion a month, that makes him a really bad champion if he loses to Drew.
Right.
And I kind of don't see them doing Lashley that bad.
Yeah. So
I don't know. This is the hardest match of the night for me to predict. I don't even have. I won't be disappointed either way.
Right.
Both ways work for me, but I'd prefer to see Lashley walk out as champion.
Okay. I think McIntyre is going to win.
I think for sure too, especially if it's the main event.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's the main event for sure.
Because I would wager, without jumping too far ahead, Sunday, I don't think we're going home with a happy ending.
Yeah, no.
The happy ending is probably Roman. I think Roman's probably walking out, and that's not the happy ending. So I think they're going to need to give us a happy ending on Saturday.
Yeah.
And if Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley is the main event, then Drew McIntyre's walking out as champion.
Right. All right. They're
not giving us 2 nights of bad ending. They're not They're not sending us home unhappy 2 nights in a row.
Well, it could easily be the women's match, which we'll talk about next, which also could send you with a happy ending. I mean, you got Sasha Banks, a champion, versus Bianca Belair.
Nobody's mad about either ending.
No, not at all. And they're pumping this up, which I think they should. This is going to be an incredible women's match.
It should be the main event.
Yeah.
200%. This should be
I still think it is. I mean, I can't see how it's not going to be main event if the triple threat match is main event on Sunday.
Correct. And I agree with you. There's no way there's no reason this shouldn't, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be the main event.
Yeah, they've built this up perfectly. So this is definitely the perfect match to build up for a long time for WrestleMania feel. So what's your take on this? How do you think this is going to go?
I don't know. I love Bianca, but I don't think it's her time. This has Sasha written all over it for me. The WWE in WrestleMania's past, they do not do a good job about putting rookies over. I can't think, my mind absolutely blanks when you ask me a rookie that's won a high profile first WrestleMania match. And it's not just championship matches. It's even big profile matches. You go back to Fandango versus Jericho. You thought Fandango was going to win. Jericho killed him. Ryback, Mark Henry. You thought Ryback was going to kill him. Mark Henry won. They do not it's almost like a humbling experience, I think, in the WWE, where if you're a rookie and you're at WrestleMania in a high profile match, you're getting squashed.
Yep.
And if the other women's match wasn't also versus a rookie, I would say without a shadow of a doubt that Sasha Banks was winning. But they're basically doing the same match on both brands, and I feel like one of them has to win.
Yeah.
And in that case, I would lean Rhea. So I don't think it's Bianca's time. I think she's got a bright future. She's definitely a future women's champ, but I don't think it's this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be soon, if not Saturday, whenever it's going to be. So
I think she does better with the crowd. So I think saving her first win for when I know there's a crowd Saturday, but it's not a full crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I think her time is when there's a full stadium popping off for her.
Yeah, which makes sense for I think a lot of these rookie people coming up.
Which I think that's kind of going to be the theme of the WrestleMania. I think it's going to kind of be not quite your moment. Next year's your moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. This is basically almost not a wasted year, but it's very different.
It's almost it's not a wasted year, but it's almost. It feels like it's like a segue year.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting.
So what if it's not the main event? What are you thinking?
If it's not the main event,
Sasha for sure.
Sasha for sure. Main event, Bianca.
Bianca has a chance.
Yeah, because that would just be a
come out and
exactly. It'd be basically a party.
Yeah.
For that one. So, and this is going to be a long match. First of all, this is definitely going to be a longer match. I think so. I think they're going to showcase these two for a while. So
one thing to keep in mind that this is interesting for me. Sasha's never won a match at WrestleMania.
I didn't know that either.
Ever.
Yep.
Something interesting on the other women's match. Asuka's never won a women's match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So both champions have never won a match at WrestleMania, and they're both fighting rookies.
Yeah.
I feel like both matches can't go the exact same way.
No, you're right.
So,
I think it's going to be 1-1.
It's going to be a 1-1. Pick your side.
Yeah. So let's get to my favorite match on Saturday. We're talking about Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, Damian Priest against The Miz and John Morrison. This has been the best, I think, lead up to a match yet, I think, for WrestleMania. So I have turned into a huge Bad Bunny fan. The guy has been awesome since he debuted on wrestling. He definitely takes this to heart, like doing all this stuff. So I'm looking forward to this match for sure. I think we all know it's going to happen, but Schubert, give us some intake on this match, and what do you think about it?
I've loved that they finally made it a tag team match last night. That was the best thing they could have done. The straight up match, it was going to be fun, but it looks stupid having your most recent former WWE champ losing to somebody who's never wrestled a match in his life. So now at least you match him up with Damian Priest, who's awesome. I am blown away. This is one of these things where the next call-ups, it's so funny to me. I didn't love him in next. I loved him towards the end. Then he got called up, and I'm just like, this guy's awesome. He just didn't work for me in the beginning and next. And since he got called up, he's been great. It usually works the complete opposite. But he's one of the examples where you don't have to get over in next to get over on the main roster. I think Elias is probably the second best or earliest example. But it just proves you don't have to get over in NXT to make it work on the roster.
Yeah, I think, it's great. It's a perfect companion for him. I don't know if you watched Bad Bunny's promo on Monday. It was actually really good. It was amazing for a guy who doesn't do that stuff.
What I heard recently today was Bad Bunny has basically been training nonstop at the Performance Center since the Royal Rumble.
That's amazing.
Once he got a taste, he's like, I need more. And
right.
Miz has been working with him. He's been working with the developmental talent. So he's definitely going to take spots in this match. This could give Shaq a run for his money for best celebrity match. Not of all time, but just for the year.
Yeah, I know. Bad Bunny's serious about this. I know he makes all his money from music, but you can tell he mentions it all the time, even his history. Him and his families, they love wrestling. So
no, he definitely cares, and it's awesome to see. A couple of years ago, Stephen Amell's match was pretty good, and you knew he cared. The match wasn't the best, but you could tell the celebrity cared. And when the celebrity cares, the match is fun.
Yeah. They want to make it good. So anyway,
this is definitely
Bad Bunny's
showing up
win.
on Entertainment Tonight the next day.
Oh, definitely.
So they're making this the high profile match of the night.
Yeah.
I just hope he sings. Do you think he's going to sing?
Too. I don't know. He's not the whatever theme song of WrestleMania. Usually only got people from theme song WrestleMania sing, so I don't know.
Maybe he walks himself to the ring or something?
He could do the singing that day, and maybe the other guy who does the theme song can do the singing on Sunday.
I would like to see R-Truth worked into the match a little bit. Maybe he sings him to the ring or something.
Yeah. They can make an entrance.
He did give Truth his title back.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that part. So this match is sad to say, but I think that might be my most anticipated match on Saturday.
Definitely for me. So, all right, so we're gonna move to Sunday now.
Well, before we go, all right, we just said we think Bad Bunny's our favorite match. What do you think is going to be the best match?
I still think the best match is going to be the Sasha versus Bianca.
Okay.
Overall, match wise, I think they built that up one by far the best out of all these matches, and I think they're gonna live up to it.
I'm I'm still holding up. I think it's going to be Rollins Cesaro.
Best match of the night?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, they both have the talent to do it. So,
and if you had to put the money on first match of the night, what are you doing?
First match of the night, I'm going to go with the steel cage match.
Okay.
I'm going to go with it. I don't know. Something to really get people going crazy.
I think it's going to be New Day versus AJ.
Also a good one. Yeah, that could also be a
good New Day opening WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Never bad. Like,
right.
There's no way that stadium doesn't go nuts if you hear, "Oh, are you ready?"
That's true. That is true. That's a good one. That's a good one as long as Omos and they can make it a match.
So you know the first person coming out has to be like the second to third biggest pop of the night. And
right.
I think that's New Day.
Yeah. No, that's a good call on that one for sure. So, all right. So Sunday, we'll be watching this somewhere in the hotel or wherever.
Maybe in the stadium. We'll see.
Yeah, we might end up going. We have tickets for Saturday. We didn't get tickets for Sunday because we wanted to watch it.
It doesn't seem like they're in that demand. So
so maybe we'll end up back on Sunday. But let's start with we've already mentioned this match, so we'll talk about it now. If I can click on it. Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. So Asuka is the champion. So how do you feel about this match? I know this one's kind of almost got thrown together at the end, I guess, a little bit. But how do you feel what's going to happen here?
Yeah, a lot of this got thrown together because it seems like the original Raw Women's Championship match was almost certainly going to be Lacey Evans versus Charlotte, which was on pace to be awesome. Then Lacey got pregnant, and then Charlotte sort of got pregnant. If everything's to be believed. So Charlotte got yanked out of this feud because she apparently took a test, like a blood test or something, and they popped it for like, hey, you could be pregnant. So then they suspended her because they were afraid. And seemed like fishy timing because Andrade, her boyfriend, fiance, whatever, he just left the company. So
okay.
It's
so they
just
like a 360
just a fishy situation with Charlotte. So Asuka's been the champion for a while. They needed somebody in the match. Rhea, they couldn't have asked for anybody better. I just don't like the placement. I would say about 18 months ago, I don't think there was anybody more on Rhea than I was.
Yeah,
she couldn't have been more over. Then they screwed it up. They put her against Charlotte. Didn't work. Went back to next for a year. Didn't work. They yanked her up. Hey, threw her in a match with Asuka. Whatever.
Yeah, I'd rather see Asuka win this, give Rhea the run later, and I'd rather have Bianca win on the other side. If you had to pick 1-1, that would definitely be the way to go.
Here you go, and that's what I'm hoping. So here's my big shock and awe that I'm keeping my fingers crossed for. Asuka wins. Becky comes back and asks for her title back on Monday.
Didn't she just have the kid?
A couple months ago now.
Oh, it's been a couple months.
I think she's had the kid for at least 2 months.
Yeah, it's still a little on the fringe.
No, but she just has to ask for her title back.
Yeah, okay.
She doesn't have to win her title back.
Just
Monday.
come out.
She just says, hey, Asuka, that's my title.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that gave Asuka the title. Otherwise, Rhea's going to win in like 2-3 minutes.
Right. Yeah, that'd be great if Becky came out.
You want to hear a shocking fact?
What's that?
Asuka has not defended the title to anyone other than Lana since September.
Wow. So they just had her kind of drag along.
Yeah. So, which leads me to believe either Rhea's getting this title or Becky's getting it or Asuka's just going to keep it forever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
The Rhea, it still just bums me about how they ruined the push. And they're going to ruin this one as well. Because
I don't think it's her time to win this.
It's
though.
not
it's
her
just
time.
A weird time to give it to her all of a sudden.
Like she said, I think I'm very worried that it's Shayna Baszler part 2.
Yeah,
but she just ran roughshod in next, and then gets the main roster, and they're like, "What do we do with this weirdo?"
Right.
We don't have anything to do with her.
Yeah.
So
interesting match.
I like Asuka. I love Asuka, but I just think this championship run, it's been weird. So
okay. All right, so we'll move on to another strange match.
This ain't a strange one.
Well, we got the little Logan Paul. I tried to find him in the background. I didn't find a picture of him.
That's
Kevin.
the strange part.
But yeah, so obviously the Logan Paul thing thrown in there, which I thought was great. Back and forth on Twitter with Sami Zayn, Logan Paul. Obviously, he's become a pretty big guy in the boxing world and all this. So how do you see this going? Obviously, both these guys are amazing wrestlers. So what's going to happen here?
So I think this is finally an example of WWE like screwing us with booking, but then giving us the best result. Like, hey, we didn't have anything for these two guys. Let's slap them together. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted all along.
Mm-hmm.
They did
I think
say,
everybody's asking for this.
I think their last match they gave us was what did they call it? The last time?
Was that between these two?
Between them, I think it was like they advertised it as the final match. But hey, you know what? I'm gonna look the other way because every time they get in the ring together, it's fantastic.
Right. Yeah, I think it should be fit. There's no way. I mean, everything Kevin Owens has done that I've seen from match-wise for the past year, at least year, has been absolutely phenomenal. He's gotten better.
I still don't understand why he's not carrying the company. He's by far been the most entertaining guy on the roster in the last maybe 2 years at this point.
I agree.
They're going to kill each other. If they give these two guys 25 minutes, this is your match of the weekend. Hands down.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Yeah, I think so too.
As long as they don't make the Logan Paul part stupid. But
which they could.
I don't know if I give them that much credit. But
they give it too much credit, I think. So,
I kind of see it like he's just going to be a spectator for like 95% of the match.
Yeah.
And then he's going to pick whichever one he doesn't like and punch him in the face. Then the other guy wins.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have decide the winner. I mean, he's definitely
basically decide the winner. But if they give me 24 minutes otherwise, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm picking Kevin Owens in this. I think that Logan Paul's going to be punching Sami Zayn for whatever reason. He's going to get sick of him and punch him or something.
Call him a conspiracy theory. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it's great. I think it's unresolved, but I think the last two these guys have been paired together was when Sami saved Kevin from Shane jumping off the cage.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was the last interaction. They never really explained it to us, but hey, whatever. Mm-hmm. They were like, hey, we said we were never going to pair these two together again. But hey, they're giving it to us. I'm smiling about it. It's great.
Don't think about that.
I'd say this is probably my most anticipated wrestling match of the weekend.
Okay. All right. So high hopes.
Yeah, very high hopes. These guys, they're not going to put on a bad show together.
Yeah.
They what is it? 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4. The last time. Yeah, one more time.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do another. You ready for the next match here?
I hope so.
Which you gotta explain the rules to me because I still don't know what it is. It's a Nigerian drum match with Big E and Apollo Crews. I wasn't there when they explained what the heck the stipulations were for this match. So obviously I'm a Big E guy for sure. I want Big E to win. I think he should win. But what is going on with this match?
I still don't know. I don't think they've explained the rules. Have they?
Oh, I don't know. Well, they said it's a Nigerian drum match. I think
it's basically just no DQ.
Okay.
Sounds like to me it's just no DQ.
With maybe drums involved of some sort?
Or like some like lumberjacks, but not really lumberjacks. Or it sounds like it's just going to be no DQ. So,
does the Nigerian theme have to do with something? Did I miss something? Oh, because of Apollo Crews being the...
He just completely repackaged.
Okay.
So, for me, the screams... This one's such a hard one to sort of digest because Big E should win and should go down as like the most dominant Intercontinental Champion of the last 5 years. But WWE doesn't tend to do big repackages without giving them a huge push.
Yeah.
This is a massive repackage for Apollo. One night he's just smiling American guy, and then 2 nights later he's
the Nigerian king,
and he's got a spear. And the only other time I remember this kind of repackage where it was he's this one day and he's that the next was JBL.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only other time. And JBL won the title, the WWE title, within a month of that repackage.
Yeah.
So I don't see how they repackage him like this and don't give him the title. If you don't give him the title, then what does he do? He just fades off into obscurity for the next
It's true. Yeah, it's his only chance to actually.
It's his only chance to hold up and get over.
Yeah.
So on the counterpart, I would have said Big E was winning 100%, but in NXT, this is kind of what Keith Lee did about 2-3 months ago. Or Jesus, I think my Corona time is all screwed up. I think it was like 9 months ago at this time. But he was the champion. He was the North American champion. He gave up the North American champion. Then he didn't even have one single title defense as the NXT champion, and he lost it to Cross. And then he got called up to the main roster. So I'm kind of thinking this is Big E's promotion to the main event. I think he's going to lose the title, but then on Friday, put him in a match with Roman Reigns and have him keep up or something like that. I think this is Big E's promotion I think he's going to lose the title, but be promoted to the main event in the process, which it's a funny way of doing it, but it's a normal way. I feel like in the past, it's a normal way to lose an intercontinental championship who isn't known as the best one, and all of a sudden moving up and letting another guy who's just starting out, like Apollo Crews in his new role, start to get his name back. So it makes sense for Apollo to definitely win this match. If Big E wins this match, he's not losing the intercontinental for another 6 months. Right. Yeah. They'll push him. So, all right. But the gimmick change, it's just I can't see them burying him. This with the chain. They want to do something with it. But then again, when's the last time a guy's won his own gimmick match? There haven't been that many, but it's true. It's based around him. The Punjabi prison match. Oh, yeah. Which was probably one of the worst matches of all time. It was horrible. But there's been a couple other ones, like the Kennel from Hell, if you remember that one. Yeah. We're going way back there. But guys don't seem to win their own sort of gimmick matches. Kane lost about every Inferno match he was ever in. Mm-hmm. So we'll see there. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Riddle versus Sheamus. I mean, I like Riddle, but I hate the way they shaped this matchup. It just upset me how quickly all of a sudden Sheamus I'm done with Drew McIntyre. Let's just throw him on Matt Riddle all of a sudden. It made no sense. So I've no expectations for this match. So 200% on board with you. It makes no sense. It was just like these two didn't have anything. This to me was 100% Keith Lee's match. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, they moved on. I know he had COVID, whether maybe he's having a slow recovery or not ring ready yet, and they just needed to slap something together. Sheamus's run has been good. Yeah. His last maybe 8 months when it's, between Jeff Hardy, Drew McIntyre, I think there was another one in there, but he's been on a good run. Yeah. So this goes back to my thing when I said WWE doesn't treat rookies well at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I think this is one of those occasions. I think they're going to go Sheamus. I think they're going to let Sheamus beat him. Think so? I'm opposite on this one. Yeah. I just don't see Sheamus being United States Championship. I don't know. I just don't see it. I mean, I feel Riddle's going to somehow fall into a win again. Because I think he has some potential with this championship. It's been too soon. He just got it. So here's my wild prediction for the night. Okay, let's hear it. RVD got inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight. I haven't watched any of it from what I've read. Yeah. His intro video very much hinted at a return to ring action. Okay. RVD is the perfect WrestleMania opponent for Riddle. Yeah, it's like you think perfect. You think RVD would be like a lot? Like I feel like he's a once in a few months show up and do a wrestling match. You think he'd be full time? I think he shows it tonight. If like Sheamus gets taken out somehow, yeah, RVD versus Riddle's the fucking match. Yeah, that would be a fun match. That would be wild. Yeah, and I think their window is small for it, so I think they might roll with it. Okay, that's not a bad one. Get inducted and then wrestle the next day. Apparently, his intro video last night hinted at some sort of a return. Okay, or it was tonight or whatever it was. But there was like a graphic, and the graphic made it seem like he was going to be back. So
yeah. Okay.
That's a dream match.
Be a twist. That'd be good.
That's a dream match. So I don't know how you take Sheamus out. Like maybe it's Keith Lee. Maybe Keith Lee takes him out because maybe Sheamus took him out a couple weeks ago and they just haven't explained that. Because they had that tag team match where they were like friends and then beat each other up at the end. So maybe that's like the feud they're going for, and RVD's the secret replacement, and that's just bonkers, and people would go friggin' nuts.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great one to kind of get the crowd going.
That's the fantasy booker in me, and I could make it work on all ends. So I say that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay, fair enough. All right, a few more. I know me and she were at the beginning before we did this podcast, like, oh, it's going to be, a quick video.
Quick.
So sorry if anybody was like tuned in. Like, okay, I've had enough of you talking about wrestling, but
it's hard to do a 16-match card in under 80 minutes.
Yeah. And if you're into wrestling, hopefully, you gauge some stuff from this. It's going to be a fun card, but we have 3 more matches. One will.
And if not, and you're still here,
good for you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
we'll do a special show for you next week.
Yeah, just send us like a comment in the YouTube saying what your favorite type of show is. Maybe we'll do a special like whatever Rick and Morty show one day or something. Surprise you. That's your.
We don't
favorite.
watch Walking Dead, but maybe we'll do a Walking Dead.
We'll do it just for you if you made it this far. I don't even have a picture for the next one, so I'll be brief on this one. The Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax against whoever wins that stupid turmoil match. Do you think they're going to retain whoever they play? Do you think they're going to retain the belts, or do you think they're going to lose it?
If just like the last one, if it's Billie Kay's winning the belts. If it's anybody else, they're retaining.
You're retaining. Okay. Yeah, I honestly don't care.
Billie Kay is the only part of that portion of the women's division that has anything worth watching. So
yeah, they're hurting over there for sure. I mean, the Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax thing.
I love Shayna Baszler, but like what they have going for her, it's just not.
It's not working. It's not working. The whole Randy thing is. Who's his name? Randy in the corner.
Oh, I actually really enjoy him. Reginald.
Reginald. That's
yes,
what it is.
I very much enjoy Reginald. It's one of the few rare times to me where WWE brings like in a talent that's not a wrestler that it works for me. Apparently his back history is like he's like a Cirque du Soleil performer.
Okay, I didn't know.
So he's good at like flipping all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
but he's good. Have you seen like some of the bumps he's like missed by like bending over backwards and stuff?
I've seen a good amount of them. Yeah,
I think he's a very good performer, and it's not like James Ellsworth, who was like the ugliest human being around and worthless in the ring. Like Reginald's an okay looking guy and he can move around a little bit. I'm good with him. I'm good. Yeah. As long as they want to keep him around, I'm fine with that.
Okay. All right. So see what happens with that one.
Reginald's okay in my book.
Let's go to this match, which again, another one I really don't know what to expect. I watched when he came from the dead, from being burnt up and came back to life. So Randy Orton versus The Fiend. With Alexa Bliss, I'm sure it's going to be there. What do you think? I mean, is this going to be an actual match, or is this going to be a pre-recorded one, first of all?
So this is actually the thing I'm most, I wouldn't say excited for, but the thing I'm looking forward to the most of the weekend.
This match right here?
Yeah. This one, I've loved every single moment of it along the way.
Okay. I was going to say this is probably my most anticipated
Really?
match.
No, I love it. I think it's been fantastic. The build has been great. They've done it slow enough where it excites me. Mm-hmm. Like every week I tune in and I want to see what the Fiend does. Like I'm cool with that.
The build has been great, but I think they have to actually make this like a real match, or make it like what they've been doing for every big pay-per-view, AEW and WWE, do one of those pre-recorded ones.
I think with the live crowd, it's got to be an
actual match.
Yeah, it's got to be some. They wrestled a couple of years ago at WrestleMania and it was pretty terrible. But for me, over the past 20 years, invested Randy Orton has always been the best Randy Orton. And he seems like he loves Bray Wyatt. So I think he's going to make this work.
Is there any stipulations on this match?
Mm-mm. I could even see Randy becoming like a minion or something.
Yeah,
I mean, they've done that before, so that's kind of where I don't see it going. But I think this is going to be cool. I'm in on it.
I think they're going to mess it up. That's my opinion. I think they've done so good building it up that they're going to just fail and fall on their face.
No way.
Yeah. It's like you did all this work, and all of a sudden this is how it ends. And I don't know. We'll see, though. I mean, I like both of them. So
you know what I would like to see here? Just because they've been doing very good at long-term storytelling with Bray Wyatt, I would like this match to be like going on, and then like on the big board, it's like Fiend John Cena from last year.
Yeah.
Being like, Randy.
Yeah.
Or like something real cool like that. Something like you don't even like John Cena. We haven't seen John Cena since that, right?
Right.
So like maybe he's a pre-recorded video and part of the Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah, I hope they do something fun for it. And I think they will.
That's what we never thought about that. At WrestleMania last year, when it was Bray versus Strowman.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss was in that video. And we didn't see her as part of the pack. We thought it was just random. But as it turned out, she was a major part of that storyline. What if John Cena was like that same character in this one?
It could be. I mean, WrestleMania, it seems that he can make some sort of appearance.
He has to make some sort of appearance, right? Yeah. He's not going to be there in person. Like this, I think, would be the first time in roughly 17 years without a John Cena appearance in some way, shape, or form. So that's not happening.
Yeah. He'll do something. You're right.
I think it's this match.
So, all right, the final match.
So I will say I like the Fiend as like the burnt Fiend.
Yeah.
My whole theory on this is like everybody last year, everybody for the past 2 or 3 years has been like, oh, Bray Wyatt's the new Undertaker. He's like, screw that. I want to be the new Kane. I think in a year or two we might have Mankind, Bray Wyatt.
He's moving. He's moving quite
just
well
going down the chain.
That's true. Yeah,
so, but I think either way, I think it's pretty safe to say Bray Wyatt's winning this match.
Yeah, I think so.
It does go back to what I said about Sasha, though. Randy has a pretty terrible WrestleMania record. When you start getting, if he keeps losing matches, it's going to be real, real bad. The only other person that has a real, real bad WrestleMania record like that, Shawn Michaels. But
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I think the Fiend's winning though.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this match. I think this could. I don't want to say it, but I think it could be your opener.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it could be.
I
won't. I won't lock into it.
Okay.
On to the next match.
Let's go to the last match. All right, so the final match, triple threat. Obviously, Daniel Bryan got added late, but this should be a really good match. Definitely should be. Where do you think this is going? Where do you think it should go, Schubert?
Yeah, you're right. It should be a good match. Matches with Daniel Bryan aren't bad.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they added him to the match. I think I said it from the get-go. Roman versus Edge wasn't a good match. Not to me. Not on paper, you had spear versus spear.
That's all they had. Yeah, that's all they would do. Yeah.
It was never good. It never worked. You add Daniel Bryan to it, it works for everything. You give like a baby face, like there's a chance Daniel Bryan wins and everybody goes home happy. You can have Edge pin Daniel Bryan and Roman doesn't take a pin. You could have Roman pin Daniel Bryan and Edge doesn't take a pin. Like, I think the only one thing we're looking at is Daniel Bryan's getting pinned.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the one getting pinned.
He's either getting pinned or he's winning.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
the winning would be the biggest surprise in the book. Now, before we jump into talking about it too much, and like I said, I didn't want to get too much into gambling odds. Nobody's minus in this match, gambling wise.
Yeah, they have no clue.
Everybody's plus.
Yeah.
It's, I think, slightly Edge at 110. Edge is plus 110.
Okay.
Nobody's minus. That means they just have no clue. This is just as chaos as you could get, which my WWE, that's what I want. You could give me the shittiest card on paper. As long as I have no idea who's winning, it'll be the best WrestleMania of all time.
Well, I think that's the best thing with WrestleMania every year. It seems to be the one pay-per-view a year where they do all these matches where you really could justify either way. But these other ones, like whatever it was, Fastlane, and these other ones, like who's winning literally every single match.
I'd wager the last 5 or 6 WrestleManias, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
pretty top to bottom.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the first one in a long time where both title matches are pretty down the middle with what they're going to do.
Yeah. I just hope they make the right decision. This is their time to make a good decision for once. And they've
What's your decision on this one? I want to hear yours before I give you mine.
No, I think Reigns is definitely winning it. I don't know how they're going to get the title off of him. I just don't see this being it.
I know how they get the title off of him.
How's that?
1 year from now in Dallas versus The Rock.
So they keep him for a year?
Full year.
Yeah.
That's what.
How long has he already been champion for?
Pretty close to a year.
so they're going for he's either losing this or you're right. He's making it to next WrestleMania.
With 200%. He's losing tonight or he's taking it to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It should take it to WrestleMania versus The Rock. The one scenario I see happening is Edge pins Daniel Bryan. Then you have then they can feud, give Roman the title back. What I'd like to see happen is Roman beat Daniel Bryan. Edge just get all bent out of shape. Edge feuds with Daniel Bryan. Edge goes on Money in the Bank is in about a month or two.
Yep.
Edge wins Money in the Bank, becomes Mr. Money in the Bank like he is. And then takes the title from Drew.
It's not a bad call because they've been showing things about Edge going off the rails. This is a perfect time.
The Rated R Superstar is back.
Yeah.
So if the Rated R Superstar is back, I want Mr. Money in the Bank back. So give him the briefcase. I don't care if it's third, fourth run, whatever. Mm-hmm. Give him the Money in the Bank briefcase back. Let him be Rated R for the next 6 months. Let Roman be the tribal chief. They can both run both shows.
Yeah. Yeah. They both need to be in the spotlight. So that
they both need to.
Help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drew's not the spotlight guy for me. I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
I like him as champion, but he's not the spotlight guy. Roman needs to be the spotlight guy on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Then Raw, whatever happens, happens.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see Roman as champion until WrestleMania next year.
Yeah, him and Rock would be awesome. Yeah. Which I think Reigns would probably still win.
I don't know. I don't know because I kind of think it's like Rock Hogan, but Rock won.
So,
and even if Rock doesn't play out, your match next year is Roman versus John Cena.
True.
Roman has to face one of those two next year.
Mm-hmm.
Has to. They have to do just like you did Rock versus Hogan.
Yeah.
You have to do Rock or Cena versus Roman if you want Roman
to the big boy
as your guy.
Yep. All right, so we made it through the card.
Sunday's your most anticipated match is Sunday.
Most anticipated on Sunday. I go with the main event for sure. Yeah. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. I was really down on the Fiend and Randy Orton. He talked me into a little bit, but I still think they're going to screw it up. What about you?
I think it's going to be the Fiend and Randy Orton. That's what I'm doing.
Yep. Okay. All right.
And then what do you think is going to be first?
The first match of Sunday. Where is Sunday here? I'm going to go with Owens and Zayn.
Okay. Yeah.
So could be interesting. Could be a fun match to start things out.
So my brain says that's probably going to be the first one, but my heart and brain combined is going Big E Apollo. And for the same reason I said for Saturdays,
the New Day entrance.
Mm-hmm. I think they just need something to get the crowd going nuts. The first person who walks down that aisle.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only three guys that can pull it out of the crowd.
It's true.
On the card. Can you?
Yeah.
Are there 3 other guys on the card that can pull that out of the crowd?
No, not really. They get the energy for sure.
So I'm saying those are going to be your 2 opening matches.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. I'm going to add that to an extra bet because now we're going to go into
the draft.
Our draft. So what we do for anybody that wants to do this as well, so you find a friend or 2, you go through the matches, you pick who you think's going to win, flip a coin. The other person has to pick the opposite, vice versa. If you lose the match, you have to chug a beer before the opening bell for the next match. Very simple rules.
It'll get you drunk real fast.
So there's what? 7 matches, or 6 matches basically a night.
I think we're averaging 6 a night.
Yeah. So you go 1-6, you're in big trouble.
I've been there, done that. It's not fun.
Yeah, because you want to have a sip beer during the matches, and then next thing you know, you lose, and then you get your chug beer. It adds up very quickly. So, but now, it's a fun way to do it.
Another wrinkle to the equation: everybody drinks on 2 counts.
Yeah, I think I've tried that before. There are some matches where it's humanly impossible, or you're lying. It's one of the 2.
The New Day AJ Styles might be that match.
Yeah, just constant 2 counts.
Oh, Cesaro Rollins. Good luck.
Yeah. But try just the regular draft if you haven't done this before. Let's start off easy.
We're going to do this. So I'm going to flip the coin. I'm going to give Dan the option. He's not going to have my, he's just going to have to trust me, I guess.
Oh boy. All right. I don't like this, but I always take heads.
What if I do you think I can catch it? And,
you can try to catch and then kind of flip on your hand or something. I don't know.
All right. So you would.
You completely missed.
We'll give it one more shot before calling it on the floor. Oh.
You get it?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see it. I just see your hand.
Ah, you bastard.
All right. Heads.
I know what he's taking.
So that means I'll get first pick, and then Schubert has to take the opposite. So
you're gonna be the one recording this, I hope.
Yeah, I'm writing it down right now, and I'll show it at the end. But of course, as you heard from Saturday, I am taking 100% Bad Bunny as the winner. So we'll take Bad Bunny.
I'm going to be drinking as soon as that match finishes.
Yeah. So you have the Miz and more.
Hopefully, I don't know what could be after that. Hopefully, the women's match.
All right, so that's a Saturday night one. You'll be doing that at the stadium.
Yeah, I'll take the Fiend and Randy Orton. I'll take the Fiend.
You can take the Fiend?
Yeah.
All right. And all right.
I need to pull up the card here before I screw it up.
I know I gotta make it harder and harder, it seems.
Gets harder the further you go down.
I mean, I'm stuck already now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're right.
But I'm gonna go with Shane McMahon. I'm taking your advice, just jumping off the top and ending it for himself and landing on his feet. So
I don't like doing this early. Taking the head of the table.
You taking Roman Reigns? Oh,
the head of the table.
All right,
Roman Reigns.
So we always forget how this works. Okay, so this is a triple threat match first. So if you're doing this,
yes, so
you have 3 friends doing it. Great, but if not, do I get the field or I pick one?
You pick in the field. It's a push.
Okay, so I'll just pick Edge.
We're not giving any confidence to Daniel Bryan.
No confidence at all.
I think if the field wins, we should probably both drink as a rule. Right.
That's a good rule. Yeah. I like that rule. All right. You know what? I'm going to go because I think this is going to be the final match, and I don't want to be scrambling for a beer if I lose. I'm going to take Bianca Belair.
That's a nice way to think. That's a good way to think of things.
I'm also as you've been noticing, I've only been taking Saturday matches because I don't want to be chugging all the beer in the stadium the entire time. So I'm hoping to with my luck on that one.
But all the stuff you've picked on Saturday, I would have taken the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, there's no good way around it. I'm just trying to pick the ones that I feel more comfortable rooting for when we're actually there.
In that scenario. And if it's the main event, there'll be no bell. I'll take Bobby Lashley.
Lashley, okay.
Because if it's the main event, there was no next bell.
It's true.
So I have the entire night to drink my beer.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works, all right. What is it, before we get in the Uber to go home?
Yeah.
I think I'll have enough time.
All right. So
I think we're pretty much wiped through Saturday.
There's still a lot on there. Saturday's got a ton of stuff. I don't even know. I'm going to go with Cesaro.
Oh, that's a good pick. First time you pick somebody that I would have picked myself. Have you taken Kevin Owens yet?
Not yet.
I'll take Kevin
I haven't
Owens.
moved to Sunday yet.
Kevin Owens.
All right. That's a good one. All right. What have we left on Saturday here? I'm going to go with
for Saturday, huh?
I'm just going. I really don't know what to do with that New Day match, to be honest with you, though.
No idea. I'm avoiding that one.
Is almost as bad as you say he is. I don't know how they could continue them as champions very much further.
Also, we haven't told everybody, but we do play champions rules.
Right. If they walk out the
must
champion.
walk out the champions.
Right. All right. I'm going to go. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to go Riddle.
Okay.
I think Riddle's going to win.
Thank you.
You can take your Sheamus.
I'll take my Sheamus. That's who I want. I don't like doing this.
There's no good answers anymore.
I'll take the New Day.
You talked so good deal.
You can figure out Rhea, Asuka.
I got Styles. All right. I'm gonna go with
the women's tag team match is still available.
I just don't see it. I'm gonna go with Big E.
Okay.
I don't like. I can't stand Apollo Crews.
We're leaving this women's tag team match for second to last, aren't we?
It's only women's left. There's three women's.
I'll take Rhea Ripley.
Take Rhea. Okay.
This is my brutality.
So
you have to pick the first one or the second one.
Oh boy,
you have to pick a winner or the second one.
Oh God. The way things have been shaping up with Baszler and Jax, it seems like they're going to explode.
See, I think they're going to lose.
I
think it's going to be like a mystery team, to be honest with you.
What, who's going to win it?
Yeah.
And they're going to just walk out with Reginald?
Yeah.
I just don't see it. Who we got? Lana and Naomi, Brooke and Rue. Oh, my goodness. I'm not taking Ruby Riott.
I think your move is taking Shayna and Nia.
Oh my goodness! I can't root for people I can't stand. I can't stand Nia Jax. She scares the hell out of me. So I'm gonna go with your only move because it's either all or nothing. I'm going with Billie Kay.
No!
Because if she wins that, then she'll win the other. At least I win one of them. So
which one?
I'm taking
Which
the
match?
Billie Kay in the turmoil match.
In the turmoil match.
As long as she's in it, because according to the last thing I pulled up, they weren't. So
I'm going to take the mystery team.
There's a mystery team?
No. Oh, you're saying so I have to pick somebody from that match. Yeah.
So I would get Shayna and Nia. You're just going to take whoever wins the night before?
No. Yeah, I'm taking whoever takes the night before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
No. So go back to the turmoil match.
Yeah, so I have the Billie Kay to win.
Billie Kay.
Yeah.
And tag team partner.
Yeah.
I have to pick somebody or it's the field.
Right. So you pick it.
I'll take Mandy and Dana.
All right.
So then it's my choice for the actual match.
Yeah.
I'll take whoever wins.
Yeah, so you just be the mystery person. So I get Shayna and Nia.
Oh, so you're just accepting going 1 for 1.
Yeah, I figure I'm either going 1 for that's it. I'm fine with that.
You're going 500.
It's true.
Yeah. I could still be 100%.
You could be. You need them to basically win.
So if you're saying your enjoyment of me not being able to enjoy Billie Kay, it's going to be enough for you.
It'd be enough. That's all that matters. Unless you win because Ruby Riott wins.
Oh, then you're just going to be.
Then I'm just going to be angry. I'll drink that in 2 seconds.
I might be cheering for that. So basically, you're just rooting against me in that match.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that was a lose-lose.
Thanks a lot. I'll trade you.
All right, so we got this all written down. We'll see what happens. It's a lot of matches, a lot of beers to be drank.
A lot of beers. So we're going to be
a lot of money to be spent if we're buying these beers in the state.
Friday's a free-for-all. Saturday's going to kind of be chaos. Sunday, we might do some sort of live show.
Yeah, so follow us on the Drunken Nerds on Instagram because that's where we'll definitely do the live.
None of our normal segments this week. Nobody died. No trivia.
Yeah, you sent me a thing. DMX. He's still kicking.
He's still hanging on. Maybe he'll make it till next week.
I think I've got that alert at least 5 times in the past 5 years.
I think he's hanging on just so we can be on the regular show next week.
Next week, yeah. So DMX hang in there at least a few more days. Yeah, but we wish you luck.
Trivia. I would have won this week because of WWE style.
Yeah. But we'll be back next week. So if you tuned in, thank you. And we'll be back.
There couldn't be many of you.
There can't be many. Oh, no. We're at an hour and almost 15 minutes already now.
Especially after last week.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
So.
Yeah. All right, Schubert. We're signing off.
At the Drunken Nerds on all the normal social. That's where we'll be this weekend. We're going to try to do some Instagram, some Twitch. Yeah. We're going to maybe do an Instagram live.
You might as well going to be there. So
we might even try another YouTube live. We might have a good WrestleMania party popping.
Yeah, we'll start testing some stuff out. We're going to be with one of the half naked men during this too.
He'll be there. So tune in.
A different one that you have not seen yet. So
maybe we'll have a special interview. We'll do it for the VIP only.
That'll be a good one. All right, perfect.
Thanks everybody.
All right, thanks everybody.
Cheers. Oh yeah.